Do you like action movies? I like action movies. I was raised on 80s action movies. I went to my doctor and got told my blood type was Stallonium from how many movies I've seen. I've watched Commando so many times as an adolescent, I'm convinced it's the thing that started my puberty early. Films like Sudden Impact, Cobra, Missing in Action, Escape from New York, Aliens, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Rambo 2, Die Hard, The Terminator, and Evil Dead 2. I know that's not an action film, but look me in the jawline and tell me Bruce Campbell isn't a national treasure. Groovy. These films all form the bedrock of the media I enjoy today. So when I learned that there was a game that was basically just Metal Slug with the cast of the Expendables without actor restrictions, licensing issues, and a budget, I took out my wallet so fast and threw it at the wall so hard that it broke the sound barrier and gave DevolverDigital and Free Lives all of my money. Broforce is the type of game that looks at character arcs, storytelling, subtext, emotional intelligence, and shoves them out a window at Mach 15 or replaces it with testosterone, glam metal, and absolute lunacy in only way a steroided mother could love. You play as the aforementioned Broforce on a quest to fight very angry people who spook other people. The aliens from the Alien franchise, and then Satan! Don't worry about it, all the while rescuing your fellow bromates, which basically means unlocking more characters and progressing through the various levels in the game. It relies heavily on Contra and Metal Slug rules, where most characters die in a single hit, with extra friends being found, turning into extra lives and checkpoints required to progress. Each time you die, you respawn as a random bro that you have unlocked, and each bro has a unique style of secondary ability or weapon to complement the film the character is based on. Rambo has his machine gunning and throw grenades, Ash Broliums has his chainsaw and Boomstick! Ellen Ripbro has her pulse rifle and then flamethrower attack, but my favorite has to be Indiana Jones's gun, which if you haven't seen Raiders of the Lost Ark, this ability is a reference to, and it is about as busted in that movie as it is in this game. Speaking of the bros themselves, the character variety in the game is fantastic, featuring characters ranging from MacGyver, B.A. Baracus, Time Cop, Walker Texas Ranger, Beatrix Kiddo, James Bond, and Tank Girl. All of them have unique quirks and are downright adorable. For example, when the Terminator character dies, his death icon shows as a thumbs up like the end of Terminator 2. Commando still has his camo face paint on his skull, and easily my favorite is that if you spawn as Ash in the Hell levels out of the portal, you get to drop the Oldsmobile. Drop the Oldsmobile. God, I love this game. Also, the amount of characters based on the same actors is comical. Schwarzenegger and Stallone have 4 separate characters for both of them, with John Matrix, the Terminator, Conan the Barbarian, and Trench Mauser for Schwarzenegger, with Stallone having Rambo, John Spartan, Barney Ross, and Judge Dredd. At least here he keeps the fucking helmet on! Chuck Norris has 2 separate characters, along with a couple based on Mel Gibson. Despite the overlap, which I'm not complaining about, it's really cool to see all of them in the game, trying to pick between Conan the Barbarian and the Terminator to feature in a game like this is like picking between the Cenobites or Jigsaw for a weekend vacation. It's not gonna happen. Overall, the cast featured is great, and I love how much variety it has, both in terms of gameplay and actual films that they come from. The enemies featured are your standard goons and attack dogs. Some have guns, some explode, some drive mopeds, some come from blimps, hide in the bushes, some have jetpacks, some come from steamroller trucks, and others are just really, really beefy. I guarantee if they took any more steroids, they'd have to share with the entire Mr. Olympia roster for this year. These enemies give off a very strong Cobra Commander Saturday morning cartoon villain vibe, which, given the nature of the game, is quite fitting, honestly. You also will find this mech robot that you can control with the melee button. It's a neat thing to mess around with, and stealing it is honestly way easier than fighting it, since it's basically indestructible. There are Xenomorphs from the Alien franchise, just wholesale. Facehuggers, the big bull one from Colonial Marines, the roly-poly-oly looking guys, this giant worm that has variants that isn't in the movies that probably shows up somewhere. Also, here's me tanking one with Conan. They first appear in the Valverde level, which, if you know your movies, you'll realize is just a reference to the first Predator film. And before they're introduced, there's an entire section in one level where it's dead silent the whole way through. And you see guys suspended in the air like in the first Predator movie, and it's just honestly unsettling, which is odd because I wasn't expecting that from this game, and it's honestly cool that it was able to spook me a little bit. Good job. The aforementioned demon enemies, since the final boss of the game is fucking Satan, you have zombies, zombie dogs, exploding boomer-looking zombies that either vomit or spawn fucking lost souls, some wizard guys, these red fleshy things that hang off your back, and I'm not sure what they do, but they are in fact here. There's also a great variety of bosses, which range from good, like the Terror Cannon or GR666, to average, like the Megacopter. Yes, that's a penis joke. Do you really expect anything else from me? Why are you surprised? 2 more difficult boss fights, like Satan, where his big Satan shaft body, I can't say that with a straight face. Big Satan shaft body kicked my ass so hard that I needed a friend to come help me with it. All of these bosses are incredibly fun to fight and are honestly really engaging. They're obviously modeled off of Contra or Metal Slug bosses, but these are about as good as those are, and in my opinion, if you want a good game that has good boss fights, Broforce is a great option for that. But the best thing about this game, in all honesty, is the ending, because it's incredibly ridiculous. First off, you beat Satan, and then you end up getting invited to the White House, giving high fives to glam metal music, and then you meet the president, and then you fly off. It's like something out of a forgotten G.I. Joe episode, and I can't get it off of it. It's absolutely amazing. Overall, Broforce is an amazing game. It's really simple. It's not the most complex thing in the world. You can beat it in about 8 hours, but it's fun. It goes on sale for like $3 on GOG and on Steam, and because of the fact that it has workshop support as well as modding, you can basically play this game forever. It is a gift that keeps on giving, and I would honestly recommend it. I love the hell out of playing it. Thank you all for watching. Have a great night.